going to get right into the Word of God. I know God wants to bless you through His Word. It's through His Word that you will continue to grow, amen, and flourish. You cannot stay where you're at for God to be glorified in your life. Amen. Every level, you got every time, every season, you need to find yourself on another level with God. Amen. You cannot stay where you're at and pretend as if God is all right with it. Amen. You can't stay in the 8th grade forever. Amen. And then you see others going on to get their bachelor's and master's, and then you make excuses to explain why you're still in the 8th grade. It just doesn't work like that. So you got to grow. You got to grow. You got to mature. Maturity comes from something different being brought into my life. You cannot grow with friends and associates that's less than. Now that may sound arrogant, that may sound like you got a big head, but this is your life. Are you really concerned about what people think about how you see people you know that's less than? Are you listening to me? Right? People that's dropping out of school and they're still your friend, well, you need to understand it is what it is. They're less than. Come on. If you're dropping out of school, if you in high school having babies, come on now, having babies and not married, that's going to put more on you. You think I'm lying? Talk to these sisters up in here. Amen. Talk to them up in here. So the more you put on yourself, the more you got to be willing to take. If you don't see nobody in the fight going where you are, what are you trying to say? If they dropped out of high school, it don't make no sense for them to be your college buddy. You're not here. Come on now. The quicker the devil can get you to fold, he doesn't have to worry about you up the road. Are y'all listening to me? So if he can get you to fold now, the mistake you make today may cause you to work harder, but that's still not a reason to fold. Did you hear what I said? So if I went out here and I dropped out, then I got to pick up where I left off. And even though I may be a couple of years behind, I still got to become educated. Come on now. And I got to make something of myself. Are you listening to me? So I didn't have one baby out of wedlock. I had 2. I had 3. Okay, that's more on you, but that's still not an excuse for you to fold. All right? You put that on your table, you're going to have to deal with it. All right? So I know it's the will of God for you to grow. You're not going to grow with just people feeling sorry for the road you chose. Come on. When you know right from wrong, you choose wrong, you can't expect people to feel sorry for you. If you're looking for it, it's a sign of weakness. All right? If you're looking for people to feel sorry for you because of what you have to endure. I didn't grow up with my dad. My father wasn't around. My mother put me in the system. Okay, if you're looking for people to feel sorry for you, failure is embedded in you because a winner, a champion, I don't need you to feel sorry for me. All I need you to do is point to the opportunity. Point to the door that brings me to my destiny. You listen to me? When people come to you with these sob stories, them ain't winners.
That's true.
Those are not winners. Always telling you, always what's wrong. Well, you know, I would have went to college. Well, you know, my mama had bad credit. I didn't know who my daddy was. And no. Nobody want to hear all that. That ain't going to help you. Right. That ain't going to help you. The mistakes of others cannot interfere with your destiny.
Amen. That's right.
Listen to me. Even people that's in your life that's supposed to be a part of building you, if they played a part of tearing you down, come on, you got to play the hand you've been dealt.
That's right. Amen. Amen.
You play spades. The only way you can throw your hand in, you don't get no spades. There ain't no spades. Come on now. You can throw your hand in, and then you cheaters. You start throwing. I don't think I got any spades. I want to see what my partner wants to say. We good. You know your partner got you covered. But you cheaters do that. You understand? But if you got just one spade, it don't matter whether it's the 3 of spade, you got to play that hand. Come on. You got to play that hand. Stop thinking God ought to deal with you differently because your hand is not as strong as the next person.
Right.
Trust me, he's giving you everything you need. I need to learn how to walk this thing out in my life so that I can be a success.
Amen.
If I start embracing excuses on why I'm a failure, why I can't make it, I'm going to pass that thing on.
That's right.
Then my kids going to come up, coming up with excuses. Come on now. That's why it's so valuable for single mothers not to be average. You got to be above average. You got to be great. You got to be magnificent. You got to be awesome. Why? Because your children looking at you. Come on now. Come on. So the average child, when I bring them in, I say, who's your hero? If it ain't one of their parents, then we got an issue here.
Right.
All right. So I gotta know that God wants me to grow. And knowing that, I got to know my part. I got to be willing to do my part. I can't look for people to feel sorry for me because of the road I chose. I'm going to grow.
Amen.
I'm going to make it. I dropped out of college twice. But I can't sit around and start talking about something, you know, no, shut up, stop crying. You know, and people don't like when you can't come to their level.
Right.
You know, come on now.
Yes, that's true.
Don't put me in a room with no faith.
Come on now.
All this jumping, shouting, and flipping and no faith. If your faith can't produce, you'll be in there sobbing and sweeping and don't know what we gotta go believe God. That kind of belief I don't want.
Amen.
Right? So I gotta get to the place that I know God wants more for me. Later for what the world say. I don't care what the world say. I don't care what the world think about me because I'm a preacher. Oh, he a preacher, that's why he got. You don't know nothing about me. You shut the hell up. You don't know nothing about business.
That's right.
You don't know how hard I work. You don't know what I do. You don't know how often I do it. Mind your business. We're not here to please the world. And the world, you know how you check them? When you tell them your opinion don't matter.
That's right. Irrelevant.
Wow, you really sound like an idiot. How you know what they do in the church with money? You ain't never been to church. And I'm sure you never been on the trustee board. So how do you know what's going on? How do you know how much is coming in? And people be sitting up there thinking their opinion matters. All right? So you got to get to the place, I want to be what God wants me to be. I'm not going to live for people. I'm not going to try to accommodate people. Come on now.
Right.
I don't care what they say about me. Oh, you arrogant. All that is irrelevant. I'm expecting you to grow.
Amen.
People that got a problem with you coming in their life and saying, I'm expecting you to be better than where you at. Mm-hmm. Well, don't be holding them against me. You ain't. Them people you don't want to be around in the first place.
Right.
Why you can't keep a job? You need real friends in your life.
Yes, you do.
Real friends don't allow you to make up all these excuses. I'm talking about a friend that can help you, not some cheerleader friend.
Yeah.
You need a friend to say you were dead wrong. You overreacted. All she said was, oh, you changed your hairstyle. And now you all come, oh, you talking about me? You talking about me? You took your little hair off. And put it down and say, oh, you want to talk about my hair? No. And then you need a friend to say you overreacted.
Right.
You need to calm down. You don't have a future with that type of attitude.
Come on now.
Right.
Come on now. You need a friend to say, furthermore, you don't even know how to fight.
Right.
So I don't want to be around you because you don't know how to fight.
Right.
And then if they jump on you, there's a good chance they might jump on me. Now I got to fight for both of us because you don't know how to fight at all.
Right.
And if you run and leave me, I'm coming to get you.
Right.
You done start the fight, now you done talking about something. Let's go. All right? Know the friends, know your company. Y'all hear me? My young people hear me?
Yes,
I want to talk to you today about just how special you are to God versus how special and how valuable God is to you.
Okay.
You tell me the decisions you make in life, that'll tell me whether or not God is valuable to you. If you can go weeks, months without being connected to God, he's not that valuable. No, I'm connected. No. You can't be connected on your own terms. You have to be connected to God that lines up with the Word of God.
Come on now.
Fail not to assemble yourself together with the brethren. But I'm busy. All of us are busy.
Right.
But this thing means something to us.
Yes. Amen.
I tell y'all all the time, I don't care what your job is, what you're doing, where you're moving. You having a place to worship should mean more than you having a place to live.
Amen.
But you check out everything else. How much they gonna pay me? How much is the package? The relocation package? You know, how long am I going to have to live in corporate housing? Am I going to have a corporate card for food? Am I going to have a corporate car? And never once do you say, am I going to have a place of worship? Ooh.
Right.
You want to know why? It's not valuable to you. Money is valuable.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to talk to you about. Because most Christians come to God in a need form. Most poor people come to God with a need mindset. I gotta have, give me.
True.
My car down, my house on fire. I'm in the shop. We come with a need mindset, and maturity becomes offensive.
True.
All right? Because you can't stay in the kingdom of God as a sheep thinking you're going to dominate in the earth. You got to become a lion.
That's right.
But to become a lion, I can no longer come to God for what I need. I got to come to God for what He wants from me.
That's true.
Yes, Lord.
I'm talking about why your need is screaming in your face. No, it's one thing for your need to be like, you know, hey, you ain't got the money for the rent. You know, it's due next week. Now I'm talking about the need to get right up in your face. I mean, to the point that the hellhounds talking so close, it's starting to intimidate you. You ain't got your money. You ain't gonna get no money. They ain't gonna give you that promotion. You ain't gonna make it. You gonna fail. I mean, that ain't see, to ignore that and to say, God, what do you want me to say to you? Come on, man. You can't be no punk coming in this. Come on. This is not the environment for punk. So even though the devil wants to talk to me about my failure, I ain't got time to deal with that. Come on. So I was reading, you know, I got a spiritual diet that I write down. You need to write it down. And I remember one day it was read until I learned something, or something quickened my spirit. And I was reading this book, Walking into the Supernatural, by my bishop. And he said in the book, well, let me say my mentor, and he said in the book, he said, you have to be able to disregard the devil. And immediately that word stood out, disregard. I put a whole major research on the word disregard. Some of y'all happy with the definition. I need to know where this word comes from. I need to know who made this word. Where this word originated from? What was the first time this word was ever used? Because the law first mentioned, say, before you can use a word in any other country, it must reference the first time it was ever used. Right. So you can't take a word like love, come on now, and then come in 2017 and two women get married and say we love each other. You got to first go back, come on now, to the first time love was used. Right. The first time. See, now y'all don't like that. Come on. Come on now. Listen to me. Because I got family that's gay and I love them. I really do love them. But I can't change what the real word of love means because I love you. Right. Now you can be caught up in emotions, caught up in lust. But if we're going to use love, we got to talk to God. Right. The first time love was ever used, God said, and God created, and God said, yeah. Come on, because God is love. Yeah. Wherever God is not welcome, wherever the immorality is, where God cannot hang out, there cannot be love. Now you can't accept that because the world done told you if it feels good, right. If you ain't hurting nobody, right. You can call it love. Let me get that. Some of you look like you're upset. So I got to get to the place that I need to get to the place to know how special I am to God and how valuable and how special God is to me. When God speaks, this lets you know how special you are to God. God says, I have a word that I'll give that only my children can receive. So it don't matter what theologian you come up against. Stop being intimidated by somebody talking about somebody got my PhD in theology. That don't mean nothing. I don't know why y'all be sometimes saying that's my aunt. She been in college for 20 years and she still ain't saved. Right. Come on. She know all the books in the Bible. No, I mean some churches push knowing some stuff that's irrelevant. Right. How many books of history? How many books of law? Quote all about who's the minor prophet, who the major prophets. And you be sitting there, just that's the devil against the devil, I'm just going around Samuel. And you really think you're coming. That don't mean nothing. When I was a kid, we used to all quote them schools to the Bible. Man, I'm telling you, get a quarter. Church mother get a quarter and quote the books of the Bible. Yeah, they will. I will get my quarter. Why be sitting there? And you know, there's always, black folk, you got to give them a little rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all wouldn't know your ABCs today if it wasn't for the rhythm. All right? So listen to me. So I got to get to the place to know I'm special to God because God has a word for me that everybody can't get. There's a word for my life to make my life better that God has reserved for me.
Yes.
Before you were conceived in your mother's womb, I knew you.
Amen.
I had a plan for you even then.
Yes.
All right? So even then, God now starts building our cars for you to pull from when you start maturing in Him. Are y'all with me today? How many of y'all went to bed on time? How many of y'all sleep? Because if you're sleepy, let me know now. You understand? I can make you stand up. All right? All right, everybody good. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 2 and 9. 1 Corinthians 2 and 9. Because I gotta get to the place that God can give me a word and I can comprehend that word for my life, for my marriage, for the upbringing of my children. Whatever level you're on, however you need God to help you, I need to be able to hear it. All right? 1 Corinthians 2 and 9, this is the King James Version, says, but as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard. Now, why haven't I seen it, ear heard it, neither has anybody thought about what God's going to do in your life? Why? Because this happened before you was even conceived. Before you, keep in mind what Jeremiah said, before you was conceived in your mother's womb, I already saw you and what school you was going to. I saw what job you would be on. I saw everything about your life. And I had a word to derail every plan the devil tried to inject in your life. You listen to me? So when the devil show up, stop saying that's the will of the Lord. If it's the Lord's will. No, it was the Lord's will for you to come out of that mess, but you didn't hear God. If you can hear Him, you can prevent a lot of tragedy in your life. Are y'all hearing me? So everything bad that come up in your life, don't talk about, but it's going to work together for my good. No, it worked together for the good of them that love God. Jesus said, if you love me, you do what I tell you. That's Bible, in case y'all didn't know that. So the moment I start ignoring Jesus, it don't work out for my good. So if Jesus tells me, go to the other side of the room, and the whole ceiling falls down on me, it's working out for my good. Why? I'm walking in the Word of God. Amen. The moment Jesus said, go to the other side of the room, I said, no, because that fan ain't on that side of the room. It's cool over here. The whole ceiling falls on me. I can't come out. It works out for no, you might die. And He may not come see about you. Why? Because you didn't follow the Word of God. Hearing the voice of God means everything. If you can't hear the voice of God, the devil will come into your future and destroy you. And how does he bait you? He baits you by, in a young age, doing what feels good. Doing what pleases your flesh. Being accepted among your friends. Some of you would have never smoked, never drank, if you would not have been around those friends. Come on, come on. Are you listening to me? I had no problem not smoking or drinking. Because the company I kept, none of them was on my level. So it wasn't like they was going to pump me. I might shoot them in the face. So they weren't going to pump me. They already knew who I was. My reputation already spoke for itself. They knew who I was in the street. I didn't have to worry about people talking about myself, man, you ain't going to smoke. I said, no, I ain't going to smoke. Yeah, he don't smoke. Yeah, he don't. Everybody know. You don't come to me with that garbage. Most of you so weak, your little punk self. They say, you ain't smoke. I don't want to try it, but I don't want to get into trouble. No, you don't get into trouble. Come on, hit that. Your dumb self. Give it to me. Are you listening to me? So you got to understand, I got to hear from God. God need to navigate. My honor for my mother kept me from smoking and drinking. It wasn't that I was a good kid. Good kids don't go around shooting people. I was the devil himself, but the love I had for my mother kept me from taking the wrong road. You need to know what God is trying to design in your life that will help you to stay on course, that you can be what God wants you to be. The moment you start pushing up against people that God put in your life to make you a better person, to make you a better lady, you start not only avoiding the plan of God at that moment, you start to abort the plan of God for your future.
That's true.
So when you hear a young lady not liking their mama, there's something there. When their mama is a lady. They say, no, you shouldn't wear that. You always trying to control me, you don't want to live in. See, your mama trying to get you to not to attract the thugs and, come on, all them booty calls that's going to be attached to that outfit.
That's right.
Are y'all listening to me?
That's right.
All right? But your friends now, their mama don't care what they walk out with.
Right. True.
Come on now.
Right.
So their friends come out there and they look like a straight up hoe. And their mama said, "Oh, child, you look so cute. Look like me when I was young." You was a hoe, your daughter's a hoe, your grandchildren gonna be a hoe. Somebody need a turtleneck. Come on. You know you got a problem. You trying to show titties you ain't got. You know, come on now. You got to get to the place. I need somebody to teach me how to be a lady. Come on now. Teach me when to shut up, when to walk out. Lord, come on. All right, let me get off that. I can see some of y'all already got your clothes picked out for the week. Go ahead. Neither have entered into the hearts of men the things which God has prepared for them that love him. Now keep in mind, go to the next verse. Love him. To love him is to obey him. People haven't seen, people haven't heard, it hasn't entered the heart of men how awesome God want to make you. Because in order for God to make you awesome, there got to be some discipline in your life. Where there is no discipline, you won't find no success. You'll always be mediocre if you're not willing to learn the profession you're in. Learn the plan. Whatever God called you in, whatever God is orchestrating in your life, you need to keep growing in that. You can't have what you got and be satisfied. Every day I grow. Every day I learn. Somebody that's greater than me need to be talking to me. So, but God has revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For God has revealed. Nobody know the conversation God had with me before I was conceived in my mother's womb. Nobody know how great God want to make me. Nobody knows that God has already put in me to be awesome in this area of my life. To be an awesome dad, an awesome mom. Are you listening to me? All right? Nobody knows that. But God said, I want to reveal it to you by my Spirit, which means I must be born again. Amen. When you're born again, it doesn't mean you do everything right. Say amen to that. Amen. So it doesn't mean I did everything right, but what it does mean, I believe Jesus died on the cross for my sin. Yeah. And I got a whole lot of them. Come on now. That make me more thankful. Amen. Some of y'all trying to act like you ain't got a lot. You got a lot. You the one that drained them dry full of them. And so for that one, Jesus, for that one, we need 5 more drops. That drop there is for that nation, but I need 5 drops for this here girl. She's crazy, wild, don't want to listen, climbing out of windows. Sorry, let me get off there. I know you didn't call my mama, told her. But God has revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searches all things, yea, the deep things of God. Come on. For what man knoweth the thing of a man, save the spirit of the man which is in him? Even so the things of God knoweth no man but the Spirit of God. Come on. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of God. So simply meaning, whatever God has called me to do, I don't have to line up with the world to obtain it. Right. See, in America, there are more rich black people because we are into some form of entertain me field. Sing like that, dance like that, move the ball like that, run like that. Take the gifts you have and use them to entertain me, and I'll pay you for it. Not too many of us are rich because of what we know, how smart we are. So what that says to children that don't run as fast, can't dribble the ball like that, can't catch the ball like that. Immediately we start downshifting because we don't have what the world say we need to obtain what the majority has. Come on now. I'm telling you right now, I don't care if you're bow-legged with one leg. You gonna win. Are you listening to me? If God has called you to win, it don't matter what everybody else got. They say, and hop along is in the back. But hop along is coming along, hop along is coming around, hop along, here's hop along, jumping down the stretch, hop along is coming, he's coming, hop along, hop along. You cannot expect to lose just because everybody else said it can't be done. You can't call yourself ugly because you don't look like what's on the magazine. Do you know beauty changes with time? There was a time you big lip women were ugly. Now they paying thousands of dollars. Come on, give me them lip. Give them lip.
That's right. That's right.
Do you know black women's shape was put inside of a zoo right there in New York? So that they can see the roundness of your butt. You were part of a fun club. Look at her butt sticking out like that. Now they didn't inject it. You had changed with time. So for you to look at a magazine to determine whether you're beautiful or not. Come on now. There used to be a time if you wasn't a size 6, you wasn't beautiful. Let me educate you. There was a time you couldn't be a model if you had hips.
Right.
You know that if you had hips, you were disqualified. All we take is that still should happen. All we take is popsicle sticks. If you ain't a popsicle stick, you can't walk down this runway. Now all of a sudden, oh my God, man, come on now. So I can't look at no magazine and say whether or not I'm beautiful. You know, for a long time they tried to make dark-skinned people think they were ugly. My mama told me, my mama was light-skinned. But her siblings, she had some siblings that were dark-skinned. They ain't like they is today. 8th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, all grades in one room. And your dark kids got to go to the back. And they would bring the light-skinned kids to the front. There was a stigma. And even some of y'all, come on now, when I was coming up, if you was light-skinned, you was automatically considered good-looking. Just because you were, come on now, it didn't matter how ugly you really was, come on now. Somehow your nose was where your eyes were supposed to be, but if you was light, you're like, oh yeah, she look good, you got light skin. Come on now. I'm just going to speak the truth. There was a time black men thought they had arrived if they had a white woman. That was a trophy. Because the world told them that now you've arrived. Let me tell you something. You can't have the mind of the world and be what God wants you to be.
That's right.
Are you listening to me? Amen. You can't allow the world to control your limitations. Well, you know, if your daddy wasn't in the house, there's a very good chance. You know what? I remember when I was in high school, I went to George Westinghouse, vocational tech school, and I remember they had this computer, that MS-DOS age, of course, and you would put in all your talents and ability in the computer, and they would print out all of what you could be. Come on now, when you left high school, college, whatever. And I remember that list was very short, first off. And I remember that right in the guidance counselor office, I'm sitting there, and that thing, you know, the printer at that time was, well, you know, some of them kids went in there, the printer was going for about 3 minutes. Child, I went in there at 3 minutes, my future was on that paper, according to George Westinghouse. And the thing had janitor, had janitor, had some other stuff too. But it wasn't nothing, you know what I mean? They even had an estimate about what your income would be and all that stuff, right? But I was already not paying attention to school anyway. So, you know, I didn't graduate late because I didn't like the people I was graduating with. I graduated late. Well, you know, they messed up on my scoring. And I looked at the list, and the man sat there, he was happy too to tell me. He said, no, this is the truth, I'm not lying to you. So he said, what you want to try to do now is, if you can get a job right out of high school and start like a cleaning person or whatever, and then he starts telling me how what the people that live in the apartment buildings, the superintendent, what they call superintendent, they live in the house and they fix everything. And they was begin to tell me all this other stuff, and you know, go to all this other stuff. Now, if I hadn't listened to them fools, come on now. The only thing I would be right now is a good janitor with a bunch of keys. The more keys you got, the more money you make. I was the master key. You can't let the world tell you what God's plan is for your life. But here's the thing, you will never know unless you mature in God. Amen. Let me tell all my young girls something. Some of y'all old, everybody here ain't got no man. Everybody here ain't married, because if you're someone be like, well, he ain't talking to me. He ain't got no ring on it. Let me talk to you. The moment you know the life God called you to live with your husband, you immediately can exempt some of these jerks.
True.
Because he ain't opening the door. Like I saw myself like being treated like a queen. And this fool closed the door on you. He walked in, he halfway at the store in the mall, you just getting out the car. He ain't the one, that's obvious. Why? Because I seen myself. And I was with somebody that was walking with me or behind me to secure me.
Right.
Come on now. I saw myself never touching a grocery bag. So now this fool, come on now. He in the house with the TV on talking about the game is on. And got me coming in and out the car. He ain't the one. Why? I saw myself. Come on now, I saw myself. You can't try to make a snake a dove. I'm gonna leave that one alone because I see some of y'all already got your boyfriend picked out. And that's that. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of God, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of God. I know the plan he has for me. Come on, let me get through this. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man wisdom teaches, because man wisdom says I shouldn't be a janitor. You ain't got to be concerned with people that think they better than you. Their children going to be working for you. Are you listening to me? You got to get to the place. Got to get to the place that I got to be able to disregard what the devil is showing me about my future. If I can hear God and obey him, I got a bright future. If I can hear God and obey him, I don't have to be concerned about what they say I'm coming up short of. See, the men in this ministry, most of the men in this ministry would tell you that we come from a background where our fathers didn't teach us how to be the men that we are. This is on-the-job training. So this is why I treat my wife the way I do, because in my ignorant state on how to treat a woman, you know what I mean, she had to endure all that. How about people think they want a good man? I keep telling y'all, good men don't come. We all come from IKEA. We don't come delivered and put together. Don't right out the box, bam. Don't work like that. You know, you get a lot of dumb things that's done because men never was taught how to honor, how to respect. Come on. No. If that is who you say is yours, then there's certain places you can't go no more. Do you understand me, son? You need that in your life. Y'all, you listening to me? That's why, your Ashton is not living with me now, but he know the rules. He know the rules. My son know the rules. And that's why I'm very protective of it, because I'm raising men that know how to treat a woman. Come on. Now, you ain't got to worry about their wives crying and complaining about he hit me. No, I'm coming to deal with that Negro. Come on. He did what? Right. You singing on the choir with Marvin Gaye. Yes, she is. You on the choir with Marvin. Now, you may not lead no songs, but you're going to meet him. Let me tell you something. You got to get to the place that you know you're valuable because I got something to give somebody else. Anything God has given you, you need to regurgitate and give it to somebody else to make their life awesome. Let me get off that. Y'all look like y'all already got your mind made up. Which things are also we speak, not of the words which man wisdom teaches, but which the Holy Ghost teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. Come on. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God. So that's why I tell you, when the theologian talking about, I've been studying this book for 12 years, 20 years, 30 years, that don't mean nothing. God said, I won't reveal to him what I'll reveal to you. You are my child. Yes. The people that live with you know you best. Amen. Are you listening to me? Amen. And don't fool yourself. If you want to know who you really are, talk to the people that live with you. That's now you can fool me. Yeah, Pastor, I'm telling you, man, I'm just working hard, making sure I take care of my family, make sure my wife is born. Right. Real good, brother. And then I talk to the wife, say, hey, Sister Watermelon, how you doing? Pastor, I'm so hungry. He eat all the food, no good food. He leave on Friday, he come back Sunday after church. Sometimes he won't wait for us. It's terrible. I said, what? He ain't walking the door like he fresh money. I'm holding it down. You ain't holding nothing down. All right? People that live with you know all about you. You come home from work, your kids know. You can't deal with life because you take everything that went out on the job, you take it out on them.
True.
Give me a minute. Why they got to give you a minute? They didn't take the minute. Why don't you go ask the people that took the minute to give it back to you?
Right.
You'll come home with your stank self.
Right.
Oh, you know that. You know, kids hold you to it. Kids be like, well, why don't you go back to work? They're not here, they're going to come from. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Spiritually discerned. The more spiritually mature I grow, the more I can discern. Right. I see things others can't see. Amen. I understand things different because I'm spiritually seeing things, not naturally summing up things. Come on, but he that is spiritually judges all things, yet he himself is judge of no man. Come on. For who has known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? Who knows what God wants, so God can instruct you? But we have the mind of Christ. You got to get to the place that I'm open for instructions. I need to know the plan God has for my life. Then I got to be open to be taught. Somebody got to be able to tell me when I'm wrong. Somebody, listen to me. You know, you ever had somebody that connects with somebody and you say, I'm telling you, you just look at the picture. You say, you can get rid of him. You don't even know him. Yeah, but I can just see it all over. Failure, it's all over him. Look at his sneakers. No, come on, and I smoke. Older people got this. Well, they used to anyway. You know what I mean? What we call older people. Back when I was coming up, my grandmother and stuff, when grandmothers was 50, 60, you know, stuff like that. Now when grandmothers is below 30, you don't get the same thing. You don't get the same thing. When grandma don't know how to bake cookies, you really ain't got no real grandma. I mean, I'm sorry. You don't talk about my grandma. She dead. You wasn't getting no cookies when she was alive. You ain't gonna get no cookies when she dead. Come on now. Real grandmas knew how to make a house with me off that. So, old people can look at you. And something right there. It's like all of them had it. Child, let me tell you something. I remember I had this girlfriend. She wasn't my girlfriend, but she was a booster. So I had to, well, and she wasn't really that attractive, but, oh, all right, it's confession time. She was ugly. But she knew what we would do when we was young. We had boosters. They go in the stores and steal for you. And they, you know, get your size. I mean, you get a lot of good stuff. You got to deal with it. You got to take the good with the bad. I mean, you had to take the good with the bad. I'll never forget the time she was just sitting in my mom's living room. My mama came in there, and I said, Mom, this is such and such. Blah, blah. And then my buddy Junior, he was dating the other one, and she was worse. At least on a scale of 1 to 10, at least mine was a 3. His wasn't even on the scale. And I mean, oh God, it was just bad. And my mother said, how y'all doing? I said, how you doing? I come back in, and my mother said, let me tell you something, I don't want to see them girls in my house again. I said, oh, what is wrong with you? Why they can't come back? And she said, what'd I say? Right. She didn't know they were boosters. How could she know? It was something about them. And my mama said, they can't come back in my house. I don't want them back in my house.
Come on.
Don't bring them around here, and you need to stay away from them.
Come on now.
Oh, what about my clothes, Mama? Come on now. At that time, my mama ain't know nothing. My mama, and when I was coming up, Guess, Jabor, there was a couple of jeans out there. Them Jabor jeans, you had to go to Bloomingdale's to get them, and A&S downtown, you get them jeans from there. And I went all these jeans. Mama, where you think these jeans come from? You can't buy these jeans with the barbershop on them, Mom. And let me tell you something, even to this day, Some of y'all had a gift and you try to tell people you need to.
Right.
That girlfriend you need to, because you know, sometimes you're too scared of your children, so you start asking a lot of questions. Now, what do their mother do? Now, where do they live at? Where over there? Right. Around the corner where? Because you know what I'm saying? You starting to zero in on this thing. Because you ain't used to flowing in that type of gift. But you know something ain't right. You want to go over there? Let me speak to their mother. Give me the mother. Give me the phone number. Their mother don't have a phone, then you're not going. And you know you're walking right, because it don't matter how much they cry, you don't even care. They be pounding chicken stuff and throwing stuff. You're like, well, do you want some toast with this, baby? Because you got the gift, you can see who they connected with ain't no good for their future.
That's right. Amen.
Let me tell you something. There are things God want to put in your life. You got to know who's no good for your future. Right. You got to see it for yourself. Amen. If you can't see it, the devil going to set you up. Amen. You don't have a bright future if you can't detect certain people you need to cut off. True. Amen. Now, I'm just talking to young kids. Amen. I'm talking to some of y'all, come on now. 80 years old. Some people y'all need to cut off. You can't hang around certain people and think they got a future. So come on, let me get through this. Because I got 7 more minutes. I ain't gonna be dealing with this next week. Without a fundamental understanding of God and God's word, all right? Fundamental meaning the basics of something, the foundation of something that keeps you on course. No matter what you're doing, what you're building, there have to be some fundamentals to it. All right? For instance, if you're building a house, basic fundamentals is a sound foundation. Straight walls. Come on now, level floors. Those are fundamentals. Which means I don't care what size how long the wall is, how tall the wall is, you got to have a straight one. The wall can't be going, come on, 90 degrees this way. Come on now, depending on the design. The floor needs to be level. Come on now. You can't be standing in your house like this. The floor, come on now. The floor got to be level. Those are fundamentals. Well, you cannot build anything spiritual and don't have the basic fundamentals of walking with God. Right. What do you mean? I got to love everybody. That's basic fundamentals. It don't matter whether they're black, Mexican, or native. Come on now. Right. You got to love everybody. Right. I tell you this all the time. I say it every time I get the opportunity. When you look at the forgiveness of black people in America, you see God. Amen. Come on. Let me tell you something. Older people have experienced some things that the devil would justify their hatred for other ethnicities. Yeah, you know what they tell their children? Treat people the way you want to be treated. Come on now. Now at the same time, we got to still tell them the truth. Come on now. You still got to give your male child the talk. You got to let them know. Listen, your job is to come home. Don't worry about being right. Don't worry about proving yourself. You get pulled over, your job is to get home. Right. Yes, sir. No, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Come on now. If he slapped you, you've been slapped before, come and keep it moving. Just get back home. If anybody got to die or go to jail for the injustice of a police officer, it's the head of the house. Amen. Now, y'all don't like that, but it's definitely true. Amen. My son don't go to jail because the cop acting a fool. Now, y'all say, Pastor, you shouldn't talk like that. Well, this is a place of truth, ain't it? Y'all don't like the truth? If anybody got to die, anybody got to go to jail because the cops did something to you they wasn't supposed to do, come on now. He better hope that what the people internal revenue, what the people that investigate the cops? Internal affairs. You better hope internal affairs appease what I need to hear. Y'all don't like that, but God knows it's true. My family would never live in a place and I breathe and feel like anybody, anything can do anything to them. I won't allow it. Come on now. I won't allow it. Come on. You just get home. That talk you gotta have. And guess what happened when you meet someone that's of another ethnic group? You judge them based off how they treat you, not how everybody else is. I'm telling you, y'all some amazing people. You can sit around and you can have different people to do something to you. You meet somebody new, you take them at face. I'm going to judge you based off how you treat me.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, come on now. See, here's the thing. If you don't have the basic fundamentals, it don't matter how big your church is, it don't matter how many jets you fly, the moment you think you're better than the Mexicans, I knew they'd get it quiet. You understand you no longer can walk with God. The moment you think you're better than somebody else because they're darker than you, the moment you think you have a right to control a people because you had the power to almost annihilate them, come on now. You cannot keep thinking you're something better than. You got to have basic fundamentals. If you don't have basic fundamentals, there's a good chance you're going to start walking into your own righteousness. Listen, God's word to you is always blurry if you're not walking with Him. Meaning, I know there's something there, but I don't know quite what He wants to say to me. All right? Most churchgoers make the biggest mistake of coming to God for God to show up in their life through materialism, not showing up in my heart. Right. If you're not hungry for God to show up in your heart, there's a very good chance you're going to start making up stuff as you go. You're going to start making up stuff, judging people because they're different than you. All women got to wear a hat. You wear a hat, you're going to hell. Women shouldn't wear pants. Wear pants, you're going to hell. Look, go to Romans 10 and 3. Let's read this very quickly. Because I need God. If I don't have God in my mind and my heart, I'm going to start making up my own things. Why? I'm born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Right. I'm born with a mindset to please my flesh. Listen, some of the sin y'all got tangled up in, nobody had to teach you that. Right. You had to read no books. Right. Come on. Right. Yeah, you were born with the mindset, what you weren't supposed to have. Come on. It's in you. All right? When I come to God, I need to know the basic fundamentals. If not, I'm going to start drifting on what I've been walking in, what feel good, what seem right. What's the calculated right move for me to make? For they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness. Now, I know you may not like this, but I need to tell the truth. This is the foundation of this country. This is the foundation of this country. Being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own. Keep in mind, King James had the Bible written, all right, so that it can be spread out among his people. Where he get it from? You never thought about that? Because people be saying, well, the white man gave it. Well, where he get it from? Where he get it from? Do you really think he sat in the corner and wrote it? He got it from somewhere and translated it, all right, for others to get. Thank God for King James, all right? We don't care nothing about his hatred for other people. Thank God that the Bible's written, right? But look what happens now. But he was ignorant of God's righteousness, going about to establish his own. We are special people. We look down on other people. Erasing God's righteousness, love thy neighbor as thyself. That's a basic fundamental. Yeah. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. Loving thy neighbor as thyself is real. Are you listening to me? Right. The first commandment, love ye one another. All right, all these commandments of having no other God, first commandment, have no other God before thee. Second commandment, love thy neighbor as thyself. All of this stuff now, that God is basic fundamentals, we got to now say, who ignored God's righteousness to get this land? Because if Christians came to get this land, how are you going to use the devil's tools to inquire? Come on now, you got to see this. Because the more you don't understand who you are in God. Now, listen, I'm not downplaying hate. I mean, downplaying a different ethnic group for hate. I'm not doing it. I need you to be uplifted because you've been downtrodden so long. If you keep thinking this is where you belong, no, you've been designed for greatness. It's proven. You know, they had the hidden, what's that thing with the women? Send the boys, who is it? Hidden Figures, that's it. Hidden Figures. Some of y'all never knew black people play such a pertinent role. Now, how you get somebody that's dumb, ignorant, crazy, barbaric, and now all of a sudden they're responsible for sending? Come on now. You need to listen to me. Don't believe that what Hollywood tell you about we was in the jungle and they came and civilized, you know, gave us some type of civilization. The devil, we wasn't savages.
Amen.
All you know what we built was the pyramids. But we had mansions and palaces far greater than the pyramids.
Amen. Amen.
Uh-huh. And just because you tore it down, still don't erase history.
Come on. Come on.
Even now, they have cities that they're uncovering. And to their mindset, they don't understand, how could this be possible? How could they get this stone to be this smooth? What did they have? Oh, we got sanders that we can use. We have diamond head bits that we can use. Let's grind this thing down. But how did they do this? The craftsmanship that now listen to me. I'm not talking about over in China. I'm not talking about over in Europe. I'm talking about in Egypt. I'm talking about over in Palestine, where black people live. They're still mesmerized. Oh, come on. All right, dog, I'm going to tell you. For they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, having not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. Do you know how the Palestinians, now you know who Jesus was. Jesus was a Palestinian. He was not born in Jerusalem. He was born in Bethlehem, which is in Palestine. He was a black Palestinian Jew. Do you know how they're being treated? Israel, the Jews, have a gate. They have a gate. Now you can say what you want, but there's a big difference between what blacks went through and how we respond to people, and how Jews went through and how they respond to people. They got such a hatred for Palestine, they have what they call open air prison. They control the water they get, they control the electricity they get, they control their coming and their going. The Israeli army could kill a Palestinian right now, and there's a very good chance no charges will be brought up on him. That's not God's righteousness.
Right.
It's not God's righteousness. Before y'all start labeling people as the true children of God, look at their heart.
Amen.
Now you don't like that. Amen. Now I don't care what you say. Well, he must be a Nazi now. He coming against the Jews. You call whatever you want. If somebody say that, if you see somebody that say they my child, there's certain things you better look for. I wish my son would come in. Hey Henry, how you doing? You're gonna need a denture plate or something. There's some basic fundamentals you'll know in my children. Are you listening to me? You don't come in here and say, hi Paula. What you say? Paula don't live for you. You understand that? You don't know Paula. Come on now. All right? Let me tell you something. I don't care how they laugh, joke, and play. You listen to me. I'll never forget. We went to a church picnic. It was this Minister Wilder. And he used to always keep hitting me in my head. Hitting me in my head. Hitting me in my head. And, you know, and run off and stuff. And then when I had to go to get him, my mother said, you better sit down. Why you ain't see him hit me? Finally, I got the drop on it. Why I smacked that head so hard? Because he was smacking me in my head a long time. You know, he was playing, so I'm playing too. I slapped him in his head so hard, but I'm telling you, I was so embarrassed. Got my butt whooped right there. Because as a kid, you got a place. You listen to me? The righteousness of God needs to be revealed in you, coming through you. Don't call somebody a child of God that act like the devil. Amen. These are the true children of God. That's a true lie. If the first man God, now you got to get this, God dog, because now you understand what we up against. If you're not willing to see this, I'm called to awaken you. Do you hear me? Amen. You got to see what I see. Don't call this boredom. You got to see what we up against. We up against a society that downplays the true children of God and uplift evil. In God we trust. If you trust God, why did you forfeit on every last treaty you wrote? You are a liar. You didn't trust God. Do you know what caused the native people to be attacked in the first place? Their kind-heartedness. Their welcomingness. They're willing to share. Keep acting like God. And the devil preyed on it and said, they're easy. Columbus wrote in his diary, these people are kind, sharing, gentle. We can easily overtake them. Columbus wrote this. Acting like God drew the devil to them. Now the devil thinks because you tried, because we already read last week, God not only sought out the languages, but he gave every one of his children, he gave them a parcel of land. So whenever you see somebody coming to kill somebody else, to take their land, they're up against God's original plan. You need to see what we're up against. Now, of course, all white people ain't devils. We know that. But we can't lie to ourselves. The foundation of this country is pure wicked. Now, my daughter goes to Spelman. And when I learned that Spelman was started by white missionaries, I went to God. Because I wanted to know why were white missionaries used to build something that's one of the greatest colleges in the world. You'll never get them to compare them to Harvard. Are you listening to me? Harvard is greater because of their connections, not because of their intellect. So I went to God. Why did you use white missionaries to raise up an institution like this? You know what God told me? Because the devil would have destroyed it if I had used blacks. That's what he said to me. He said the devil would have destroyed it had I used blacks. What you saw in Black Wall Street is exactly what would have happened right there in Spelman. So I used the cover of white missionaries to build an institution to reestablish my children on the level of intellect that they belong. You can't tell me that God ain't real. So I got to get to the place that I need to examine my heart. God, I want to get off of this. I got to examine my heart. I need to know truth. I need to know truth. You got to let everybody's not a devil, but you got so much God in you, you will not sum all the people up in one little cocoon. Listen to me, I don't like what 45 is doing, but here's the thing. Most of us, now we know based off of what the media tell us. Now I ain't saying I agree with 45 at all, so ain't nobody got to start leaving and talk about something. I don't agree with some of the choices he made, the budget cuts he's made. Some of you don't see it. They cut a lot of after-school program. He tried to cut all funding off for Philadelphia. All funding. Because it was called a harboring state or something like that. Hey, girl, Sanctuary City. God dog it, that's right. Get your butt up front. That's why you can help me out of here. So 45 wanted to cut it off because you ain't dancing to my music. You got to go to court for him to act like he got some good sense. Now listen to me. But always remember, all white folk know about you is what the media told them. Are you listening to me? That's why they grabbed their pocketbooks. Come on now. Now, it is what it is. You can say whatever you want. You figure in light of all of the new information that's out, most of you still don't know your history, don't know how valuable you were, don't know how barbaric, evil. There were things that were done to native people that they would never allow to come to the surface. They have done so much to kill your history because if you ever knew what you come from, they have went and began to look at statues and figurements and begin to disarrange them, or they would steal them. Right now, Britain got art they stole from Africa and is in their museums. You think they would give it back if they belong to God? Now think about this. We're looking at the devil live and in Technicolor, and yet we still acting like we don't know what's going on. You mean to tell me that artifact was stolen from Kenya? Yes, and we are the children of God. Well, it seems like you give it back. That plus 7, if your forefathers was a thief and you claim to be different, it seems to me you get that back to Africa. How you gonna put it in the museum? See, when y'all was looking at the Black Panther movie, y'all didn't know what y'all was looking at when they was in the museum. Y'all didn't know what y'all was looking at. Y'all was sitting up there looking at, why he want that ugly mask? Why he want that stick? Why he want that? Because it was stuff they stole. Now, here's what you got to ask yourself. Everywhere there is value, the original people are dark-skinned. Oil, ain't no white folk there. Come on now. And now they got us thinking that, you know what I mean, we got issues and problems with, you know, different other people from Palestine, Iran, all of stuff. Listen to me. Wherever there was value, the only land, that God don't, I'm not saying you hate white people. That's not what I'm saying. But you got to look at history. Anybody that want truth don't want me. You got to look at history. Wherever there was diamonds and you see white people, they stole it. You know, they had this thing over in the Pacific, and I don't know all the actual geographical areas, but it wasn't part of America. They had a queen that ruled, and America wanted that land because it was valuable. And what they told the queen was, you can submit, or we'll come and take it. This is America's thing. What we want, we take. Now they get a little sneaky with it. Come on now. So they'll send the CIA in and kill up a bunch of people. And we move in with our new plan. When they kill Saddam Hussein, when they kill, what's the man that was leaving the U.S. currency? Oh man, what's the guy they killed? He was going back to backing money with gold, and he was pulling in countries, African countries, and we back it with gold. Now Saddam Hussein, oh my God. Who?
Bin Laden?
Lord Jesus. What's the man named? Curly hair? No. Was it Gaddafi? No. The guy, he was the president of the country.
Yeah,
oh man, y'all got to help me. Y'all don't right. Rudolph. Did you say Rudolph?
no.
He got hurt.
Who?
Not Gaddafi, it's the other one.
I think it is Gaddafi. Is it Gaddafi with the curly hair? They killed him? Oh man, I didn't know that. Who?
No, not.
Please just stop calling names. We done went from the reindeer. Either way, he was starting to pull currency away from you, which was going to cause the U.S. dollar to become worth mud. Listen, his plan was so effective, they started running cartoons that there was a barrel full of U.S. dollars. They dumped the money out and stole the barrel. That's how valuable the U.S. dollar was. All of a sudden, he winds up dead. Man, I can't remember the country he was over. Oh, God, y'all ain't helping me today. You got to understand, we got to call a spade if we're going to receive God's best. Now, that don't mean you mistreat nobody. Keep doing what you've been doing. Love everybody. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Love everybody. Don't you ever adapt to the devil's way of doing things to grow. I'm going to read this one last time and then I'm done. For they being ignorant of God's righteousness, if God didn't give it to you, you can't go trying to steal it. That's not your money. Locks are not on the bank for you. Locks are on the bank for the devil's children, not God's children. You don't drive by the bank and see the door and go up in there and go shopping. You're a child of God. You act like it. Don't people ain't got to buy chains for their bike for you. You're a child of God. Act like it. That's not your bike. Somebody left their shoes here. There's a big old game going on. You see shoes, track meet, somebody got their sneakers here, and you kicking them over to that. The devil is a liar. Those are not yours. For they being ignorant of God's righteousness, right standing with God. You want something, you need to work for it. You want something, you need to work with who got it so you can get it. You cannot use the devil tools to inquire what you want. God is not in there. All right? And and going about to establish their own righteousness. Now, what was the righteousness of the foundation of this country? They're savages. We're not. Now, another mind, we didn't even know what soap was. We were taught how to bathe, how to proper hygiene. We were taught. We ain't know all that. They're savages. We're going to take the land and do good with it. Just your own righteousness, that ain't God's righteousness. Right. Are you listening to me? If we don't get real on who we are in God, because God said there are things that you're not going to see unless you're spiritual. If you don't stop being selfish, wanting a car and a house and some money and all about you'll never see the big picture. True. Our children won't have a future just because they got an education. They need to see the big picture. There is a system that's in play we can't be a part of. Come on now, you better hear this. You better hear this. So your child becomes some bigwig in the government that's a part of the plan that don't know the righteousness of God, working their own. You proud of your baby. Come on now. I'm not talking about military and all that. Don't be stupid, all right? But I'm talking about them decision-making folk. I'm talking about those that's behind closed doors. We're all American citizens and need to be treated equal. And behind closed doors, they say, listen here, we're going to get rid of some of these spics. And you know what I mean? And then don't be letting them hook up too much with the darkies. That's why, listen to me. If we don't start talking the truth about what it is, we'll be folded up into a system trying to be a success in what the devil made up, and we won't even be aware. I need you to open your eyes and be what God wants you to be, God's way. We don't have no revenge in our heart. We ain't going to have nothing against nobody. We're going to love everybody the same. We're going to believe God that no matter what is said or done, we're going to work His plan. Work His plan so that we can get all what God has promised. God's way, He gets glory. What good is it now we go back and figure out a way to steal somebody else's land so we can say we got land too? No, you got to work God's plan. We ain't killing nobody. We ain't going to belittle nobody. We're not going to try to get rid of a whole race of people so that we can look like we supreme. Come on now. Come on now. Now they can call us stupid. They can call the countries we come from, whatever names they want. But you ask Bill Gates why he got engineers over in Nigeria right now. If we so dumb, what are you doing over there? If we so dumb, well, see, you only know what to do what you see on TV. You need to start, and here's what's bothering me with y'all. You won't even Google nothing. Y'all just take what CNN show you and run with it like it's law. Y'all, all we doing is working in minds over there. Yeah. No, the devil is a liar. Open your eyes, see what God needs you to see. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for your children that are in this place for truth. Let nothing that was said in this place be repeated without first checking it out for themselves. That we would be like the church in Acts. That we would begin to research and see, is it real? Our eyes are open and our hearts are ready to receive. That we may take the land for your glory, but through your righteousness. We will not adapt to any ways of this world. We will not fall victim to any of the devil tools to obtain what will please our flesh. We don't desire to be seen in a certain light that we're willing to steal, kill, or destroy to get anything. We want what you want us to have, and we will only get it through your means and your methods. Have your way in our minds and our hearts. And any person attached to us that will try to influence us to have what you called us to have and use the devil tools, rid me of that person. Rid me of that company, that I can be what you've called me to be. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.